gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze Check podcast. We have season 4 just dropped, and well, I mean, I'm gonna say, hey guys, we're back. We're back to so many bugs again, bro. That's what we're fucking back to.
Not
Boys,
yeah,
I don't even, dude. I hate doing podcasts like this, man. I really do. Like, I want to just get on and talk about how great the game is, bro. Yep. And I can't do that shit, bro. But boys, I mean, look, man. Update just came out, and there's a lot of controversy, as always. A lot of bugs. What else is new, right? But
well, I think the worst thing is the server stuff, right? You can't even experience the bugs because it's lagging so hard. Because me personally, I didn't run into any bugs today. I played for 3 or 4 hours this morning, and I didn't run into anything. I did get disconnects twice, and I got server like skip 2 seconds, frozen, skip for like a solid minute and a half multiple times. But
what map
other
were you
than
on?
that, I played Zombies and I played Verdansk.
Rebirth right now is terrible.
I played about an hour and a half on each.
I played Verdansk. It was like, but Rebirth, dude, like, I swear to God, every 5 seconds, it's skipping.
Stuttering?
Like, bad. And like, also, not just the normal, it's bad.
Lobbies aren't filling, bro. I was in the second circle on Rebirth, and it was me and another team. I was 1v4. I was literally 1v4 in the second circle. Yeah, it was 2 teams.
We were in the plane in Verdansk. There was 40 people, and then everyone left. There was 20 people by the time I landed.
Yeah, servers are cooked right now. Something.
And then for those of y'all that didn't know, the servers literally crashed completely. What was it, like a couple hours ago? Like literally, it just, everybody got kicked off. Like everybody. There was a scrim going on, an EU scrim. Everybody, that whole lobby got wiped. I was watching Adrian. Adrian got lagged out. Like, so I don't know what happened. And then 10 minutes after that, 20 minutes after that, Call of Duty said, I guess they hit a reboot on the server. They're like, oh, servers should be good now going forward. Everything's looking better or whatever.
But that wasn't accurate.
Yeah. So no, it didn't.
No, because I disconnected when that disconnect happened. Before that, I had lagged out, and then after that disconnect happened, probably about 30 or 40 minutes later, I had the hard stuttering.
Yeah, I was just playing right before I jumped in, and it was terrible. It was awful right 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, fuck, bro. Yeah, so look, I literally didn't even do, like, I did a YouTube video today, but it was more of trying out some classes. I didn't get into the actual game, but I was in the firing range. And there's already a lot of bugs that I'm noticing, like, even in there, right? For some reason, the UI just seems super delayed. Like, somehow I was queuing into a game, but I was trying to go to my weapons, but it was so delayed that, like, yeah, I don't know.
It still thought you were on the other page. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a bug. Whenever I go and put out, like, try to use a gun, right? It gives me a random gun, like, in the firing range, and I have to, like, click start, click my actual gun that I want. Oh, there's a lot of little things.
That's been a bug. That's because you changed your favorited loadout from the one that was actually the first loadout. So the actual first loadout loads you in the firing range, even if it's that was in the game last season too.
Yes, it was the whole season. So I always have to load in, press pause, and then just select the loadout that I want.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's probably why, because I just set my favorite to that. So maybe I didn't notice it from before because I just set it to that because I was doing the video. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of scared to go and see what other things are wrong with the game. Do you guys know, and I guess Ebatez, JGOD, whoever played today, is the bug still in the game where if you slide and you jump too soon, you jump at the end of your slide?
Yeah.
I don't know if I tested that.
I didn't run into that. Are you running hybrid still?
Yeah,
I've been running hybrid.
Okay, yeah. No, I stopped running hybrid once they introduced that. I haven't had that issue in months.
You can no longer, you can't change your loadout in the pregame lobby anymore either.
I can't tell you what's happening because I've jumped off the prison 3 times on accident, just trying to slide and jump.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shifty said that it still happens. So that's still a bug. And by the way, I submitted my thing to them and I told them about the bugs literally season 3.5 when it happened.
I did it. Stop wasting your time, buddy. Stop wasting your time.
Yeah, apparently, bro.
It's actually a waste of time.
Yeah, I used to think that, you know, maybe
with clips and everything.
they were
huh?
listening. Yeah, they were like, hey, yo, send clips. Okay, I made a whole doc with listing out and describing every single thing with the YouTube, or not YouTube video, a clip of the bug. I made it. Now they got no excuse. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, there's still a lot of bugs and shit. That one, what's another one? They fixed the plate one, right?
Which plate bug?
The delay.
The double
plate
one.
plate,
I
like-
think they did. Yeah, they fixed that.
Yeah. Well, that was like, I think that was like during 3.5, like from
that's
3.5
been
to
going
4,
for
they
a
fixed
while.
it. Yeah.
It's just frustrating because like every update now, I don't even look forward to them. It's like, like, you know, you could be playing the game, it feels good, and then next thing you know, like update comes and you're like, we gotta wait 2 weeks to enjoy the game again. It's just actually
Dude,
frustrating.
it's so bad. Like when season 3 launched, the game was actually really fun and good, and I didn't really run into any bugs. I couldn't even remember anything that was significant. Maybe like a gun going through a wall, but other than that, it was fine. Then once it got reloaded, bro, it's just been the same thing as before.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why, man?
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand it, bro. I don't know.
And like we talked about before we started the pod, I think there's good things that they actually did in the update, but like you can't even really almost acknowledge them because people aren't going to experience them, right? Like they added bullet velocity to a bunch of guns, so more guns are viable. They did the other thing with there was a few things that now they're testing out new stuff in LTMs, which I think is a good idea. Like cool, instead of just destroying the game. But then they go and say, you know what? Let's just change up the playlist. No more solos. You get casual solos.
Yeah.
So look, let's get into that. I guess let's get into the stuff that people are really concerned about. I want to go over the patch notes if you guys want, but honestly, bro, I feel like for the sake of yeah, people care about the update and shit. Yeah, we can tell you guys everything that's happening. We'll probably do that at the end of the podcast. But I want to talk more so on the stuff that actually matter and address the things like because people do watch this, whether they choose to listen to the podcast or not. A lot of people, you know, developers watch this, and like I'd rather just strictly go into the shit that's wrong right now, and you know, get it to their attention as fast as possible. Again, whether they choose to listen, that's, you know, that's up to them, right? But first and foremost, let's talk about the solo thing, guys. That's the I think the big one. There's another one that just got released this morning, which we'll talk about that as well. But solos, pretty much. They have removed solos as a whole from the game mode. And this is a big conversation, a big topic that I do want to bring up, right? Right now, they said, while we understand the impact this will have for players who prefer core BR solos, it is a compromise we're comfortable with given the large engagement with other playlist options. So let me know if you guys think, am I wrong or right for this? Is this like, you know, what I'm thinking? I think they have data to suggest that solos, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but by the way that they're wording it, it seems like solos probably isn't their most popular gameplay mode, so that they started it on, or they took off casual mode or regular mode and put it into solo casual because that might be their lowest player count out of all of them. I don't know if that's true. That's just the way that they worded it. That's what I'm thinking. And they said they're comfortable with it. And then what's his name? Charlie Intel, or I don't know if it was Modern Doug Zone. He said that they in the call that they had, the creator call, that Raven was that they knew that they were going to get bad feedback from this, from the 1%ers, the you know, Twitter. Is that true? I wasn't on that call.
They said that they were aware. Yeah, they said that like they were basically like monitoring it, like, you know what I mean, like it was a very PR response, I'll be honest. It was just like, because I know one of the creators asked, was like, is this like not a concern for you guys that like we're just getting to the point where we're just fighting AI and it's not like we're kind of losing that online battle royale experience? And they were like, yeah, like we understand, you know, we'll be monitoring it. Like it was kind of like a very just, you know, PR response.
Well, also as part of it, with the way they described it, it sounded like, let's say it is really bad, they would just not keep it. Like right now, the playlist is locked in for 2 weeks. But realistically, they could just go in and change it. It sounded like that was a little bit more like, oh, if it's really a problem, we'll make the adjustment. But they've already kind of listed it out there. So realistically, there's not like a need for them to change it, unless like the player just count dropped off and people are unwilling to play casual. Right. I know there's a lot of people that only play solo. I played it like just to mess around to see what it was. I won the first match, the only match I played of it. I was seeing if I could level up in there and get my gun. Yeah, let me do contracts or whatever. And it was like whatever. Like it didn't feel like battle royale. I didn't feel like nervous, no dope. Because I know that like half the people aren't real. Like over half. So for me, it doesn't appeal. But I'm also not a solo player. Like
I am.
It is whatever. Like for me, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play solo regardless.
Well, I play a lot of solo, and dude, I can't play casual. I played one game to see how it was. It was so boring. It's literally just like bots walking around, like looking at walls, like running into doorways, and just like it's so boring. I ran into like 2 real people, and I made it all the way to the end. And I play a lot of solos, but it doesn't make sense because they have quads and quad casual. So it's like, why did they have a shelf solo for casual so that you can only play duo and quads? And anyone that knows, queuing with random people doesn't work out. If you when you play quads or duos, it doesn't ever work out. People don't talk. They're chat banned. They don't want to cooperate. They don't want to play as a team. And then you're running into fucking people that are 4-stacking with communication in Discord, and it makes an unpleasant experience when your teammates aren't doing anything. And I just don't understand it. It's a bad
I don't
experience.
get it because it's like a really, like for me, I would have thought that quads probably had the most players.
Yeah.
In general, and then solos, then trios, but obviously people are on ranked and that playlist doesn't exist. And then duos is probably the least played mode, I would imagine.
Yeah.
2 guys could jump in there, play, sure. They'll say, no, that's the only thing I play. But just from my general like observation, it feels like that would be the one that would be the least. So I don't know. I don't get why they didn't just do both at the same time and then go, you know what, it's actually taking too long to queue and more people are playing casual. And then they hit us with the facts and you'd be like, well, I can't really argue with that. But like in this case, it's like, okay, what the hell are you doing?
The huge issue here for me is that like, what reason would any player have to play the normal like BR mode and not just BR casual? Because like, there's no rewards for like normal BR. There's no like extra XP. There's literally 0 reason any casual player should go play normal BR. Like you're either playing ranked for rewards or you're playing casual because you just want to play.
Well, there's also you lose the experience though of like unique moments that happen in the game when everyone's just bots. There's nothing unique happening in the game. There's no interaction if it's just bots. I feel like that's
just
a huge thing you lose. Yeah, you're just killing AI.
Well,
you're losing the unique. You're losing.
I would disagree.
That's more of a creator like
it's not.
standpoint.
It's not.
It is 100%. I promise you, the average casual like is not surviving long enough for those moments that you're experiencing.
No. They're super hyper focused on like
in general, any moment, random moments, like not talking about any crazy gameplays because I don't care about that. I'm just talking there's no like everyone dropping Superstore, everyone dropping downtown, like just fun moments. Not even talking about making it to the end or anything. Like just in general. Prox chat, we have prox chat, like their biggest feature. And casual, it's like it's a silent experience. And like again, most people are just AIs just walking around and not actually interacting with people. I think that's boring.
Do you think that these guys, I guess this is a question for you guys. Do you think that like the casual audience, and I'm talking about the true casuals. I feel like we throw that word around very like casual equals bad. Like I'm talking about casual, don't know what Twitter is or don't know what COD Twitter is, don't know what COD YouTube is. I'm talking about true casual. Just get home from work, play COD. Don't know who the fuck any YouTubers are, like Twitch. True casuals. Do you think they even notice, right? Like they're like, oh, I want to play solos today. They go, they're like casual. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm just gonna click it because it's the only thing available to solos. Do you think they're even gonna notice that there's like AI?
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't think they're gonna notice. Like I'm talking about true casual players.
You know,
like, not just bad players.
Even non-casuals, if they're like me, low enough skilled, they do not know. Because I put B-roll of casual in one of my previous videos. On the screen, it says this was recorded in casual BR. And then it said it for like 30 seconds. And then throughout the video, people are going, how did you get this lobby? Oh my God. How did you get this lobby? And it's like, it's just casual. Like,
and those aren't even casuals. Like people that watch Warzone YouTube videos are not casuals.
They don't even know the difference.
Right.
Like some people in chat are saying, "Oh, I'm a casual."
Are stupid. They don't know, bro.
bro.
Chad, you're not a casual. If you're in here,
No.
you're not a casual. Like I'm telling you right now, like if you're in here, guys, casual does not equal bad. I'm talking about a true casual is that doesn't know anything about the space. Like anybody in the chat, you are not a casual. You are tapped. He said, "Yes, I am." You are tapped in. You're tapped in. You know.
Yeah, like,
so,
these hours that you're watching Call of Duty count as Call of Duty time. Like you're not
right.
like, oh, you know what? I got 3 hours a week, and you know what? I just put on the podcast, and that was my whole 3 hours. No, like, like that's beyond 3 hours. You're playing the game still.
I will say too,
people
like
camel grind. People just use
there's a
camel
lot
grind.
of things
So
that
it's like,
people do.
The whole idea is too mushed up to make it even a battle royale at that point. People are super bad. People are camel grinding. You have some people that are like literally level 900 in there. It's like, dude, it's all bad. It's all bad, man.
Like, look. This is what I think. I think Call of Duty, and we've seen them do this before. We literally heard rumors that they did a complete 180 when they saw Fortnite do Fortnite OG and found their success. They decided to bring back Verdansk. You know, who knows if that's true or not, whether that's exactly the way it happened. But look, Fortnite has found a lot of success with them introducing their AI stuff, right? They obviously seem to work. They did some tests, whatever, and maybe they had more player count, player to retention. I don't know. But Call of Duty tried it with casual quads, and apparently it seemed to work because now they went ahead and took off a whole ass playlist for casuals. My fear is that it's going to get to the point to where, hey, it's in solos, right? Then it's in duos. Then it's in trios. And then it's just like, hey, guys, from now on, there is no such thing as casual or BR. It's just all one mode.
Well, here's
It's
the thing.
gonna
You
be
brought up
pretty
Fortnite.
loud in the mid-season once
hold
Rebirth
on.
casual drops.
You brought up Fortnite.
Yeah.
You brought up Fortnite.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat said I'm being a hater. I know it has a place, but Fortnite has way more things to play. There are a gazillion things to play in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's removing things to play
Also-
for casual.
Also,
That's
it's the way Fortnite does is a little bit different. They do it with the SBMM bracket essentially. So
Yeah.
what happens is they're going to determine what bracket you're in with that SBMM or ELO, hidden ELO. And what will happen is your first matches, probably almost everyone will be a bot and feel like a casual mode. And eventually, once they identify that you're good enough to get the fuck out of there, they're going to boot your ass up to the next bracket. And then now you're playing against more real people. And realistically, there'll still be bots there. And it'll probably be like 60-40, where it's 60 real players and maybe 40 bots or something like that. I don't know what Fortnite's breakdown is. Right now, I think one of the bigger problems with casual is that there are for it to be an actual mode, there's way too many bots. Like the fact that there's 120 out of 150 or so.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
insane.
makes it so that Hunter probably would never play. But realistically, if it had 100 people and it was maybe 50 bots, it might be the happy middle ground that like Fortnite accomplishes. Not saying that that's what they should do. And I think it should still stay split, but they need to offer both modes. There's 20 million people on the game. I know they're not on Warzone, but like, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think they're taking a lot from like Fortnite, and they're trying to, I think, not gonna say copy their success, right? But they are. I feel like its history has shown Call of Duty does take notes from Fortnite. I think across the gaming world, a lot of developers, from what I've been told, see that as the gold standard with how they've blown up and how they've managed to stay at the top of whether this chat likes Fortnite or not. Fortnite has been at the top of the food chain for a long time now, and they continue to reinvent the wheel. They continue to have crazy ass player count numbers and shit, right? So maybe this is the next step to keep evolving. I don't know, but I just like the ability to be able to choose between one or the other, right? I didn't care that they added casual quads because why? I had regular quads. Like I the player, I the consumer got to choose, right? Now, well, for me, I'll tell you right now, I don't give a fuck about solos. I don't play solos.
One thing that I think people could hate on creators for is I don't think like the outrage you have right now about solos or like we do in general. I normally complain about it, but I don't see the same level of outrage all the time from creators with ranked. Not saying that there's a normal trios mode. I feel like that should have been a bigger deal too, because that happened before and people were just like, quiet, cool, I'm gonna play ranked, no big deal. They just removed trios, not a big deal. And then Oh, you know what? They actually removed a battle royale mode this time for casual. But imagine they added solo ranked and then removed solos. People might not complain as much, right? On the vocal, I guess, sweat side. I don't know. I feel like...
Do you think because like trios is super similar to quads? Like, at least in my brain.
I don't think it is. It's not.
You don't think so? I think it's like so similar that like, hey, might as well just play quads if we got three, if that's not a game mode. Like, as far as solos, it's like, I'm a solo player.
They should always have all 4 BR modes, always.
Yep.
Regardless.
Always. Especially in NA and EU where there's more than enough players.
I don't know. It's crazy.
At least we think. At least we think, right? I mean, we saw those charts by, who was it? I don't know who it was that put out those charts. That Call of Duty continues to be the top from consoles, correct, JGOD?
Yeah,
no, they just put out overall data, just of player counts. So back in November when the game launched or whatever, there was 37 million active users on the game. That means they logged in and touched some Call of Duty once within the month, and that was 37 million. This March was 20.2 million or something like that, but previous year it was 20.4. So basically, they said that BO6 isn't doing as good at retaining. So on the back end, even though they didn't talk about it in there, and based off some of the things that I've heard, Warzone's doing plenty fine. But BO6 as a whole for like multiplayer is not retaining players at the level. But even year over year, that's like a 1% difference, like on the entire player base, which is like kind of like nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the June 20th. Okay, so we're about to be in June. So I'm looking at the last year's June 20th playlist. Okay, we had solo, duo, trio, quad, early stand battle royale, ranked play trios, solo, duo, quads, map rotation. So Fortune's Keep and Vondel, and then we had Rebirth quad at its own game mode. Now we have 2 maps, and we're missing 2 game modes.
Yeah.
We had 4 maps.
And this is also another thing I brought up too, is that for like Rebirth, I think they've done a relatively good job of having solos, duos, trios, and quads all the time. And then those other maps, I don't know if they haven't reworked them with the current changes that they made when Verdansk came out.
Vondel and Fortune's Keep, I think they do.
But those should be like a quads, Fortune's Keep, like for this month. And then when the midseason hits, goes to Vondo quads. But do not touch the other one. Like at least give that other map alternative. If anything, because the map's there, it mixes it up. If you do want to do it, you can. If not, then you still go to regular Rebirth. There's enough players. Yeah.
I mean, again, I think we're all in agreement. I think none of us are doubting that fact that quite simply, we do need to have every single game mode available to us. Like, I think we all agree on that. And so, yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there. A lot of people are pissed off. Again, me personally, I'll tell you straight up, like, I don't care about solos. I've never played solos. I play solo quads. And if not, I'm, playing quads with the boys. But I know there are a lot of people out there, and I just don't like the fact that them taking off a whole mode in general, right? So, but let's move on to the next topic, right? And this is the one that I think a lot of people are, it's not even like, people are mad because of what it seems like the direction that Call of Duty is going to with, I think the 2-for-1 whammy with casual mode being solos. And then on top of that right now, the changes to the gas. So this was it's weird because I've been watch partying a lot of games, right? And I thought this was a new thing that they added without telling anybody. But last week, 2 weeks ago, or whatever, for the last month, I've been watch partying scrims. And whenever the circle closes, not any other time, whenever the circle closes, there is a red dot that appears whenever you go inside the gas. It's been like that. And I remember Ebatez was here at the house this weekend, and I was like, why is he pinging on the minimap in the zone? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, I've seen that. Like, it happened one other time. Like, why is that happening? And we watched back the clip and we're like, wait, this was all live. We're like, why is he pinging? He's not shooting. He's not nothing. I was like, did they make a change? And I was like, oh, I actually kind of don't mind that change whenever the circle closes. That because it forces you to be into more gunfights at the very end, and people aren't just making like just heal offs at the end, right?
Dude, it's so bad on Rebirth sometimes, the heal offs. It's so bad.
We thought that was like intentional for like heal offs, like the final circle closing, not like you just being in gas in general. Right.
And then they made this tweet which sure enough, what happened was they accidentally, another bug, released this update early, but for some reason just for the end zone.
Well, they've done this before.
Yes, so they do this a lot. They've done this a lot.
Yeah. So like, for example, back in Caldera, they didn't like announce it yet, but you guys know when you grab a most wanted, you open up a crate, it's minus 10 seconds. That used to not be a thing, but they did it in Caldera where they added it early to Caldera. I noticed it and I was like, what the heck? Like, why is the timer going down?
And
then like
times with multiple
the next update,
changes.
The next update, it was on the patch notes. And I mean, there's also like some conspiracy that they were giving certain streamers like the casual mode like early in Urzikstan, because everyone was like, yo, the lobbies near the end of Urzikstan were like insane. I mean, we were seeing world records on the timeline like every day. So people were like basically saying that like they were doing the casual mode early and testing it early.
That's an extreme conspiracy theory.
I think that's true though, because
that is a big.
We saw some 80 kill games like every day on the timeline for like a week there, and I guarantee they were testing the casual lobbies.
Maybe
like there's
that'd
no way.
Been crazy. Well,
sure.
You know what's funny about that thing? It was actually in yesterday's patch notes, but it was in a different section. So they added it to a second section within the patch notes today after the fact to like amend it because maybe it wasn't as obvious. But in the part where it says the kill cam, it says that, if you call in a precision, now that'll show, which has always been a thing. If you do a cluster, you show up. And then it said coughing in the gas. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Didn't think anything of it. And then today they updated the other part, so now that's added as a part of the quality of life. And
interesting.
For me, it's kind of like a weird thing because, like, I think there's pros and cons to it, but I don't think it's necessarily like terrible that it does that. I'll give you an example. In the one game that I did play, that was the solo casual, right before we started. There was a point where it was like a 1v1v1 at the end, and I was on behind a wall, and I was like, okay, I could wrap around safely if I go through the gas. But then in my head, I was thinking, well, I can't do that because then I'm going to pop up on the mini map.
Right.
It immediately, even though that was the first match where that scenario would have came up, it was like, oh, damn, I have to actually rethink. Okay, do I want to hop this wall and then I'm kind of exposed? Or do I want to wrap around and then I cough and then I'm 100% exposed? Because they're going to know where I'm at if they have some situational awareness on the minimap. So,
see,
but I also agree with Isaac's tweet, if he could pull that up, where they're debating it back and forth, where it's like, you already have all these negatives, right? It's the same thing with like low health. When you have low health, you have death's door. Your vision's blocked. Doom, 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 doom. It's like, bro, I'm already 1 HP. What the fuck do I need to have all that going on? Like, I'm already at the disadvantage. You don't need to stack on debuffs, right? And it's like, I think he had bullet points. It was bullet points. He listed like
he did like a really big one. He did like a big one talking about it. Like there's no skill gap. He was pretty much saying that like that the game is babied now. And like, there's no situational awareness. There's no, right. If you can bring that up, like, I agree. Like, again, I actually thought it wasn't a bad change for when zone closes, 7 zone, 8 zone, the very last one, to more incentivize actual fights, incentivize fights at the very end. But to do that throughout the entire game and to have like pings on the minimap, no matter what, if you're in gas, bro, there's no gas place. There's no late rotations. There's no crazy, like, use your brain type shit,
you know? Fair, like when it is towards the end of the game, that's realistically when you're going to be in the gas. So they do line pretty good, like even with the example you're giving, and if it happens earlier, there it goes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's the one. So he said, in the gas, you cough loud as hell, taking damage from the gas, aim flinching from the damage, have visuals horribly smeared, limited time to clutch before death. And so all that, now you're live pinged as well when you're in the gas. So the likelihood of you winning this gunfight while in the gas goes down significantly. And I tend to agree. At least
he didn't have to have to remove the gas mask. Like,
but you know how many times like where there before. You know how many times like where you're like so one shot, you're running out of the gas, you like dolphin dive out of the gas, you're 1-ing, and you're like, oh my god, I made it, and then you like start plating and you're like good. But like now it's like if you're one shot and you're getting pinged, it's just like those moments will never like happen anymore because you're just getting live pinged in the gas. That's like what's frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, a lot of random updates. I'm like, bro, who asked for this? Like,
dude, I don't know if you saw the clip I posted, but even like today, you have to be directly looking at the buy station now to use it. Like I was standing next to it, dude. And now you have to fully turn. And it's like, it just feels like, again, it feels like a waste of time and resources. Like this is really what we're putting our time to.
I don't even know if that's intentional.
It has to be.
It's not. No, it's not. I promise you it's not intentional, bro. What they did is same thing that happens all the fucking time with the Lockwood 500, whatever the fuck it's called. They release an update, they fix something, and then when they release a new update later, whatever they did, the update before gets fucked. Last season, from season 3 to season 3.5, they fixed the floor feeling like slippery and greasy.
Yeah.
Then they made you feel more stable. Season 3.5, that stability was reverted. And you're back to not being able to prone. You're sliding into a prone. Like that, they always fuck up the game and revert things back. I promise you that buy station is not intentional. It is somehow they reverted it. That's they do that shit all the time. And it's just like, bro, like I was so excited to see, okay, we got a new ass building. It's like Nakatomi Tower. Hopefully we get specialist bonus in there. It's cool as fuck. Like that's what
I think
that's what we should be talking about. Huh? What?
The specialist, I think it's in there.
Someone cracked it. There's no specialist.
No specialist?
Oh shit, there's not?
Oh, because I saw Ink Slasher, he posted something and somebody said, what's in there? He said everything. So I just assumed specialist was part of that.
Wait, somebody came in the chat and said that there is specialist in there. Oh fuck.
Well, maybe it's not 100% then, because I saw someone else say they didn't get it when they did it. Yeah, someone said I did it, I didn't get. I mean,
maybe there's different versions. Maybe there's different versions.
Is there a visual of this?
Because you remember in the Nakatomi Tower, you had to do a specific egg, but there was like 3 eggs, like the one where you had to defend the roof or whatever from AI repelling in. That would give you 1 key, and then that would give you the cash, and then the other one would give you specialists for each of your teammates. So I don't know exactly what the deal is with it. Obviously, I didn't try to do that.
I tried playing Big Map, and my game went instantly to like 5 frames. Like it just kept doing the frame shit. So I just got off. I was like, I'm not playing this.
Yeah, like I'm good on that.
I mean, I was like an hour ago, so maybe it is now, but I just, I haven't even been able to drop into the new POI because my game was just crashing and freezing.
Yeah. Fuck, man. See, like that's what I mean. It's like, bro, a new POI, like an actual new POI. I feel like we rarely get that. Twin, we didn't get that shit at all last year. We got a knockoff version of fucking Superstore, right? Like this is what we should be talking about today, not all the bugs, they're removing like all the bad things. Again, I love JGOD's the clip that he put on Twitter. It's like, bro, here's a good change. Here's a gun, shoot yourself in the fucking foot. Boom. Like, oh, that's another good change. Shoot your other fucking foot. Like, it's like, fuck, man. Like, dude, I'm being so dead ass. Like, I love doing the podcast. I love yapping. I love just talking to you guys. But sometimes it's fucking exhausting to get on here and know that, we're about to torch the game again. Like, I don't want to fucking torch the game. I want to be like, this game's fun.
People in chat are like, oh, do they have anything good to say? I want to say something good. When season 3 came out, there was no podcast. I was not on here. Season 3 was amazing at launch.
Like, we were gassing. We were gassing that shit. We were gassing that shit. Bro, season 3 was fucking amazing.
For them to put out an update that messed that up.
Hey, guess what our comment section was like? You fucking shills always saying the game is great. You guys are fucking
bro.
You know the way it fucking goes, bro. So it's like, bro, I don't want to get on here and fucking yap about how bad the game is. Like, I really don't. I want to get on and praise it, but it's like fuck, man. When every update, it's again, you release an update, bug. You release an update, bug. You release an update, bug. And it's like, bro, you spend 2 weeks trying to fix the bugs, then finally we can enjoy it. Then at that point, people don't care no more. Like, I don't know. Shit's fucking. It's dumb. Let's
talk about something positive. What's something positive in this update?
Guys, I think the bullet velocity on the guns is way higher. You get like extra bullet velocity, which is insanely good. FFAR, LC10, pretty solid weapons overall. I don't think either are like quote unquote hard meta, but the meta is pretty open still, so you could definitely use them. I think FFAR feels pretty good. I didn't experiment with movement builds to see if I can get cracked out strafe speed. I'm guessing you can't. But overall, I liked both guns. I thought they were very serviceable, but they're not like you absolutely have to buy the battle pass to skip 20 tiers to get. No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So like, okay, JGOD, let's talk about this right now because we will go over the patch notes right now. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of, I don't want to say skim through the patch notes, but I will go in sections because I don't want to go over a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. But we're talking a lot about the stuff in the patch notes. Let's talk about the guns right now because I know JGOD's pretty good at breaking these stuff down. From my understanding, they decided to change things up a little bit when it comes to the way guns work, right? So for LMGs, they made it to where they have less damage. Or they have increased damage range, but they decrease the damage just a little bit by, I think it's like a bullet or so. That changed the time to kill.
Yeah, so
but
they're not broken up close. Yeah.
So they made them pretty much have less recoil and but they're easier to use at long range. ARs were given more bullet velocity and were kind of meant for that mid-range kind of
Mid
fights.
to long
and then
range, yeah.
And then for submachine guns, they increase their range as well for submachine guns. So JGOD, talk to us about kind of how that kind of affects the guns and how things play out differently in the game now because of that.
Well, before no one would use an LMG, I still don't think LMGs will be like super favored. It's more like one of those things when you run into it with the floor loot. Like last season, it was all you go to a crate, fang. And we're like, cool, thanks. Glad it's not a sniper. But realistically, I think the floor loot's been much better. They even talk a little bit about that. But they're basically just dialing everything in so it gets relatively close. I just think the wording is really weird because in here it'll say like the visual kick or something like that, which is just normal recoil. And then the gun kick is like actual visual shake. So they like slightly modified the kilo, made it have a little bit worse recoil. Same thing with the AMAX, but I didn't notice a difference. And they added new guns to the meta. So it's like they didn't really remove anything. LMGs will be viable, and they gave the SMGs a little bit more range. So they're even more viable, like for an extra 5 meters or whatever, if you're using a barrel that's going to help out, which is pretty good. It's going to like extend that out so that you're not like feeling punished for not running like before, you know, where it was the AK up to 50 meters, right. You're good. It's pretty, I think they've done a generally good job of balancing. I think the sniper buff that they did, they gave it one shot for the AMR or whatever. That's a nothing burger. They need to really just reassess how they handle snipers. Okay. So I definitely, I don't know what's meta right now. I will say I was using the FFAR. That shit fucking slaps. And the LC10 was really good too. Now, whether it's going to be absolute meta, I don't know. But the FFAR did feel pretty good. For that long range, probably not, right? We'll go through the patch notes right now. But they increased the bullet velocity of almost all ARs, and then decreased the recoil on almost like, it feels like almost every single gun. And it's a little bit deceptive because on the patch notes, it's like, oh, we increased the bullet velocity by like 60 or something like that for a lot of the guns. But that gets compounded by the attachments. So like the barrel that's adding 40%, well, 40% on top of the bigger number is an extra 40% of that difference too. So like it got buffed in bullet velocity more than just the 80 meters like per second.
Now it's
like big. An extra 130 meters per second, or whatever the number would be. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, dude, right now that's the only thing, I guess, a good changes, right? A lot of people haven't been able to even play the game because of the server issues and stuff like that. I hope we can get to the point to where we get on and we can talk about the actual things that they did change, right? And not necessarily talk about the bugs, the servers, the whatever hackers, all that shit, right? I want to talk about like the actual changes, right? Like this podcast should be on today. How is Overlook? How is it fun? Is it fun to play? Does it feel like a dope hot drop? You know, how is the hand cannon? How is the barricade? Like that's the stuff that I feel like we should be talking about. But instead, every update we're talking about bugs and shit, you know? So it is what it is, man.
Agreed.
So let's skim through the patch notes, man, and stop me if you guys feel like there's anything in particular that you guys want to discuss. JD, if you can bring that up, we'll go over it. And so, side note, I saw the AMAX and the Kilo, right, JGOD? It says there visual or view recoil. Is that visual recoil? Or did they just word that shit poorly? No, that's how they have it coded in the game. I think I saw True Game Data tweet something out. Basically, sim.gg, when they do the data mining, if it's a visual kick, that's actual recoil, and then gun kick is visual recoil. It's because backwards. Gun kick is the actual gun on your screen kicking,
right?
Which logically makes sense that that's the visual shake. and then the view kick is where your gun is actually shooting. You know, like how much the actual gun moves up.
Yeah. And I miss Warzone 1, bro. I miss Warzone 1 in the way they made it so fucking simple, bro. Fuck, man. JD, can you bring up the patch notes, please? There you go. All right, man. Let's just kind of skim down and go through it. Boys, I'm not gonna sit here and break down everything. I think we talked about a lot of it, but I want to go over the things that you guys feel like might be important, right? So scroll down, JD. Let's scroll down to this. Let's go to, okay, so Verdan. So let's talk about Overlook. I've been seeing a lot of streamers play this in the morning, and I ain't gonna lie, this shit actually looked kind of fun. It looked like there was a lot of people there when, at least for the people that I saw that didn't have any server issues. Overlook looked pretty cool. There was a lot of people dropping. I saw a clip of Symphony where the entire fucking lobby dropped on Symphony on top of Overlook. So Ebatez, you played a little bit of it. How did it feel?
I didn't get to play Overlook, unfortunately, because the FPS bug. I just kept having to back out. But I did see the clip that you're talking about of Sim, and it honestly looks really good. And I'm also curious to see how these like movable like cranes or like the operational cranes are going to work, because like this is a super interesting feature. Like I know they did this in the past with like the bridges and stuff, where you could like shoot the bridge or move the bridges, and like they would like kind of like go up and down. So like it's always nice to have stuff that you can interact with. Yeah, on Fortune's Keep. Yeah.
How do you activate these? Because I saw I had the computer, it said like activate. I pressed it, it didn't work.
You have to get like a key card or some shit. It says around the cranes, you have to find like a. It said on the patch notes, the last blog, you have to find the controls somewhere around it, and I just don't know where exactly. And then from there you can control it, which kind of seems weird.
Do you have to have a key to control it?
It's like it said. What were the exact words? It said find the controls around the crane or something like that.
That's weird because I did it and it didn't work. I used it and it didn't work. It said like I could activate it and I'd press it and it wasn't working. I don't know if that's just me, but it wasn't working. I don't know. That's why I was asking. I think the building's cool though, but the lockdown thing, they kind of over dramatized it, because they're saying like, oh, there's a lockdown phase you can activate. You can just instantly press it and it goes away. It's not like you're actually stuck in there. It's like up, down if you like keep pressing the button. So I thought it was like literally like you're stuck in there for a certain amount of time, but no, you can activate it, do a bunch of stuff with it. I thought it was way different than what they kind of said in that trailer they showed.
Okay, I actually didn't fucking know that. Okay, and so it seems like there's a lot of loot there. It's a high value loot zone. I probably want to try it tonight and see what if it's fun or not. See what the hype's all about and see if it's any good. But I do think, again, this is what we should be talking about. It was fun to play. It's kind of like Tilted Towers, you know.
That I didn't go like directly at it, but it does change the horizon of the map. Like anytime you look in that direction, you're like, oh shit, that's the building. Like it feels different enough where it's like, oh, that's different versus, we're used to seeing downtown look like downtown. Right. It actually, like you look that way and you're like, oh damn, there's a different POI and it's in the middle of the map. Yeah. So it's, I don't know. I think hopefully it plays well. I didn't get an opportunity to really explore it though.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that we're gonna have to just play and test with. I definitely will be trying this out a little bit later. So yeah. Okay, let's scroll down, JD. Let's scroll down. Overlook, we saw a lot of things. The cranes, keep going. Adjustments for dance. So they did add high value loot zones. So it's Superstore, Quarry, and Overlook now. So they did take it off of, I believe,
it was Boneyard
military?
And military. No, train and military. Train and military.
Okay. So they moved it to Quarry and Overlook. Okay, but Superstore stays Superstore. Let's scroll down. Let's see the new modes. Oh, so there's a new Clash mode. So what they said that they were going to do is they were going to be putting a bunch of new features and new things into the game, and they're going to be testing them first on LTMs and then putting them into the actual BR game. So what I think is that's what this is supposed to be, right? Clash is where they're supposed to test out things, which they are. But for example, the whole mini-map thing, it should have been this, in my opinion. It should have tried out the gas, pinging the gas. They should have tried in this first and then checked it, and then if people liked it, put it into the actual game, right? So Clash, LTM 52 versus 52. I won't get into it too much. I kind of want to go over the things that they added that they're going to be testing that possibly might come to the actual game. So scroll down, Pops. There's a couple things actually. They didn't talk about World Series of Warzone. So for those of y'all that don't know, we'll be covering everything for World Series of Warzone for literally the entire season. Almost every single day, there's something. I won't get too far into it because it's not a World Series of Warzone podcast. But that starts on the 20th, I believe, of June. 20th of June. So now we went over the playlist update. There not being any solos. This is what pissed everybody off. We can keep going down. Rank play. All right, here, look, we can talk about this a little bit. Look, man, there's going to be hackers. They ain't gonna get rid of them.
I think the restrictions he just passed. That's also an important part.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, really important.
That's
no tracker.
One of the most, well, even the one above that is the most complaints I've seen from people on the timeline about ranked.
Yep.
Is the launchers. Like,
launchers
this is a game
tracker.
we play and tracker. Those two are crazy.
Tracker's huge because everyone uses it. So now that if they're getting rid of it, people are going to start switching up what they use. So I think that's insane. But not in a bad way.
Or something. It just doesn't make sense of why, like, it wasn't in the game last, like, in especially tracker
OG?
in last game in fucking Kazakhstan ranked, and then for whatever reason they added it back. Again, it's like it feels like they have meetings. All right, guys, quick 20 minutes. What was banned last season? What was banned this season? All right, cool. We're gonna add that to the next one, and they forgot to add tracker. Like that's what that's how it feels like. So yeah, all launchers banned, trackers banned, body shield and lootable event items are now banned, which is good. Trackers should be banned going into World Series of Warzone launchers as well.
Too. Am I tweaking? I think they should ban mines.
Hate them.
And impacts.
I hate those.
Impacts have no counter.
Impacts.
They didn't take out impacts. I think
are ridiculous.
Okay, it's like okay, grenades.
They didn't take out. Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, for grenades you got to pull the pin. You got to time it right. Semtexes, there's a beeping noise, right? There, all these different lethals have a counter, not impacts. It's like,
why didn't they take out impacts? I'm so confused.
It's insane. They've been a problem since early stand ranked. Especially the higher you get, the worse it gets.
And they were banned, no?
They do like 200 damage too, I think, if you direct it back.
They weren't in the game. They used to not be in the game.
It's bad.
I think they were added this year, no?
6. Yeah. They're diabolical for ranked.
Or they made them like, I don't know, they fixed them. They said that they take skill. I remember something like that.
It reminds me of the breacher drones. They added those to Warzone 3, and they took them out. They took them out. They were busted off the rip. You could throw them across the map.
People are saying don't impact you less damage. You can break someone's plates with one impact.
Yeah. They do 200 or something like that. It's a lot.
It's kind of insane. Yeah. I mean, okay. So look, like they added. Is it out yet? Is it
I don't know if
yet?
it's out yet. I don't know.
There's no way it's going to be out. Probably not for another 4 hours.
Too many bugs.
Minimum.
They're probably updating everything.
Minimum.
So ranked is supposed to like coming out today, maybe tomorrow. Who fucking knows? And so yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to ranked, I'll play it if like the boys want me to play, and like if I really have to. But I'm not grinding that shit. Too many cheaters. Apparently, last season, out of all the top 50, there was only like 10 legit people in the top 50, and I'm trying to be nice here, but transparently, bro, you can tell that the people in charge of rank play care a lot more about multiplayer rank play than they do about Warzone. Because the multiplayer rank play from the last seasons, like, and I'm not even talking about rewards. I'm talking about like, dude, they wipe the leaderboard before the season ends. They wipe the leaderboard of any cheaters, so that way people have days to like, okay, I know I'm gonna get it. I need this much to get it, right? Warzone, they don't wipe the leaderboard until after the update's over, and then at that point, it's like, hey. You know?
Not only that, when people get banned in multiplayer that were cheating and you lost against them, you get SR back. You don't get that in Warzone.
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to add that shit?
Back. No.
We thought they were going to add it, but I think they only added it to multi.
It was in multiplayer last season.
Yep.
And on top of that, I stopped playing rank completely because I died to this guy. There's a video of him on TikTok from Rebirth MW3 ranked play, aimbotting and cheating, and he's been number 1. And he still plays on the same account.
Yeah.
Blatantly aimbotting. I gave up after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I only play pubs. I only play pubs now.
But they're releasing Rebirth ranked next, which will coexist. So we'll have console only Rebirth crossplay, Verdansk console only and Verdansk crossplay. So it makes me wonder how successful ranked is if we're getting two next to each other.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Interesting.
Do you think that the cheaters are going to double, or is there going to be less cheaters across the board because now they have to choose between one or the other?
I don't know. I mean, surely it must be easier to aimbot on a bigger map because you have more room to work with, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But I know Z-Smith and Trick Empathy just got shadow banned, so I'm glad that's doing good.
All right, let's scroll down. Mid-season update, season 4.5. They will be releasing ranked play for Resurgence as well, so we'll see how that plays out. It's never happened before. I do think that that's dope that they're doing that. At the end of the day, though, hackers will still be hackers. I'm gonna keep it $150 until they hire my boy, what's his name, Mr. Doc Gamer from Valorant. Our anti-cheat will always be cooked, bro. You know. So yeah, let's go down. I don't care about any of this stuff. All the rewards are dog shit. Scroll. Dude, no, they're actually horrible. Like, it's sad. I'm not even kidding. It's actually sad. Go down to gameplay. All right, Gulag. They added a 1 armor plate to the Gulag now instead of none. New change. Coughing in the gas. We saw that they added that. You can scroll down.
Wait, just want to say the 1 plate in the Gulag with the current pistols, dude. It's
bad.
Oh my god, it's a fight, man. The pistols are so bad when you add the extra play. It's a fight.
Ranked play is
only the slow firing one with the headshot. That's the one that was broken before, where you could actually get 2 tapped. 1 headshot and 1 body shot.
Damn.
Using the Shredder with 1 plate, man.
That shit. All right, let's go down.
You're sitting there spamming the trigger, hoping that you get it.
We talked about the gas shit. Updated ground weapons. I do think this is a good change, right?
Really good.
Reduced the drop rate of LMGs. Slightly increased the drop rate of SMGs. Updated the underbarrel and stock attachment on legendary assault rifles to better match their intended playstyles, and adjusted the possible optics available on assault rifles found in the ground loot. Yeah, whoever idea was to add an 8x to an RPG or LMG, right, is insane. I don't know what that was fucked up. For sure, bro. No, the fucking what's it called? The RPG? Or what's it called? Not the RPG, like RPK variant? I forgot what it's called. There was an 8x on that bitch. And they did it to troll. I'm not kidding. They were like, how can we fuck with these guys? The PU-21, there you go. Like, and they added a fucking 8x to that shit. Like, why? Why would
21? Which one is that?
It's the one that like looks like the fucking it's like brown and
oh my god. Okay, yes.
Yeah, then they had a 4x on an SMG. Yeah, I don't know. They're trolling, bro.
Hey, they did that in Vanguard. Remember the German LMG had the fat scope in Caldera and it recoil shot in the air as ground loot. Remember that one?
Yeah, dude. I don't even want to remember anything about Caldera.
MG42.
So they updated all the ground loot, which I do think if there's anything that's a positive, it's that. Ground loot has been pretty bad.
I agree.
Since Verdansk came out.
I don't really get any snipers or anything ridiculous.
Yeah. I was getting like 4 snipers in a row, twin. Scroll down, JD. For lootable perks, for Resurgence and Plunder, we have Irradiated, Shrouded, Low Profile, Reactive Armor, Loot Master, and Ghost. Loot Master is that new perk that gives you increased chances of better loot. That is now a ground loot perk. 30%?
That's so insane. That's so insane.
Yeah. So that'll be a ground loot. We'll see how it feels, right? I mean, I'm assuming for Resurgence, I guess it'll be all right.
Well, I don't think it's 30% more loot. It's 30% higher chances to get good loot. Like a UAV to pop out or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. Resurgence. I mean, Resurgence should be different from Battle Royale. I like that they finally separated that.
It does feel different. I do think that even that simple change alone. JGOD and I talked about this before the podcast. The buy stations did change, so where they're at are different.
Yeah.
And they increased them from 47 to 49. Guys, am I high? Was there not 30? When did they change this to 47? I remember us having a fucking debate, and I was like, guys, there used to be 45, and you guys are like, no, there wasn't. There's 30. Remember that? Remember we had a combo?
I will say, like, one of the things that I talked about before the pod when we were talking about this is I do like the change, but I wish it would swap between last season and this season in terms of buy station locations, so it's not always the exact same. I do like the ones that they swapped it to. There's theoretically it's 2 more buy stations on the map, so it should feel like there's more. Right. And it chose some of our locations that we had previously in Verdansk the first time around.
Hospital,
where they moved them around. They moved the one over by Super. Now it's at PD, and across the street of Super, where those ones are. And then over by Hangars, that one got moved over there as well. So I like the idea of them being swapped, but I would like to see it match to match, to swap between those two. Like, so sometimes it could be this set, sometimes it's this one's, so it doesn't feel like identical. Like, it's cool that, hey, you know, it's seasonal change, but I would like for it to be able to swap back and forth randomly.
Yeah, and High Trip Resurgence, and I think Massive Resurgence as well, they actually did have the ones for this season. They were in that mode. Like, High Trip and Massive, they had the ones we have currently last season. They were different.
To add to that, Plunder does what I'm talking about, where sometimes the buy stations in certain areas, and sometimes they're in other areas. And I only noticed this when I was leveling a new account. I was spamming supply runs, and you basically get a run by all the
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I for some reason, I don't know. I feel like I remember having this convo with you guys on what's it called, on the podcast. Maybe I'm faded because I was like, bro, that seems like very little buy stations. But I could be wrong. Unless I'm confusing the fucking play test where there was like 2 buy stations that we played before Verdansk came on and shit. Bro. So let's scroll down. Let's see. We got Clash. Okay. So I want to talk about the contract. So I think they are trying this contract out before it actually comes out to the public. Or I guess to the actual game mode, right? So it's a search and destroy contract. You pick up the contract, then there is a bomb site, which is a buy station across the map. There's a 3-minute timer. You have to go plant the bomb on the buy station. It's 30 seconds until it explodes. From there, after you plant it, the enemy knows that they get like an alert. Oh, enemy planted bomb or whatever. If you manage to hold it off for 30 seconds, you get a bunch of loot. I don't know how good the loot is, but you get good loot. And then, but if you defuse it, the team that defused it gets all the loot. And then if it does explode, it's only gone for 1 minute. So that's kind of like, that's this one. I think it could be a cool
It kind of changes the dynamic, because then you're like, oh, if I do this objective, this side objective of the main objective of winning, you get something for it. I think that's cool if the rewards are good enough.
I think this is one that on paper, it sounds like it was put together well. But realistically, I don't think this is one that'll catch as being popular. I think it just doesn't work for how Battle Royale is played. But I do like the idea of it. Like, it sounds okay on paper, but in practice, 30 seconds isn't enough for somebody to full send it and have enough time to clear the area and disarm it while you're watching it. 30 seconds. But then if they made it any longer, then it'd be like, well, now you are wasting too much damn time. So it's like a lose-lose on the contract, unless it's giving bank, you know? And then if it does pay off, what the hell are you going to do with the money? You can't even use the buy station for a minute.
That is weird, actually. This feels like what Most Wanted should have been, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like a like it really it's trying to bring people to an area, but I agree, 30 seconds is like actually insane. You can't get from anywhere to anywhere in 30 seconds and defuse a bomb. You'd have to ninja defuse if you wanted to do this.
Well, and they're going to be watching it, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because then you can
it across the map?
Bro,
well, if they're going to say, this buy station's blowing up, and you're going to go, okay, cool, let's go over there. 10 seconds already burned. Let's get into this engagement. 15 second, time's up.
Like if you were at Hangars, if you're at Hangars and they had this at Superstore, by the time you get there, it's already done.
Yeah, it's just for Clash, but this is being tested for potentially going to BR. So I think on paper, it sounded okay, but obviously when working through the how it would work, I don't think it's plausible to work in Battle Royale at all.
Yeah.
Nah, you're right. You're right. Damn. When you think about it like that, 30 seconds is kind of like not even. It's incredibly fast. There's no way it's happening in 30 seconds.
If they make it long, then you're going to have to burn like minutes at the buy station, right?
Yeah. So then it's shocked. All right, GG. Okay. Scroll down, Mr. JD. JD, did I try to join the right PC or did I try to join somebody's random ass PC? You can put it in the chat because, anyways, regardless. Supply run. Adjust the fire sale reward from the supply run contract so it only consumed during a fire sale public event if it's a free item is purchased. Okay. Flash grenades and stun. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even understand that shit, Twin.
Adjusted the fire sale reward from the supply run contract so it only consumed during a fire sale public event if it's a free item purchase.
So what happens is when you do a fire sale, most of the items are discounted. But there are a few that are free, like let's say a self-revive or something like that. Well, on a fire sale, there's also things that are discounted. I don't know. I don't recall whatever's
Selfs are free. Selfs are free.
But if you ended up using the free item, it would burn the supply run. Because it should. Like there's certain items that would be free or like whatever. That's the concept. But the overlap those where you happen to be at a buy station when a fire sale's happening and you just completed a supply run, it's like a nothing. It's like a nothing.
Yeah, it's like a wash. Like you just lost your supply run basically.
Okay. All right. Scroll down. JD, por favor. All right, for this one, guys, they did change a couple things here. Flash grenades, the angle at which you're like, I guess, looking is increased by 20%. Or you like, okay, the flash angle is increased by 20%, meaning that you need to turn further away from the device to mitigate its effects. So they gave it a slight buff, right? Then the concussion grenade, stun maximum duration increased from 1.6 to a 2.3, but they nerfed the minimum duration decreased from 1.47 to 1.15. So I nobody really uses. I guess now they do because they ban shock sticks and stuff. But these got a buff. But then also we'll see right now, veteran got a buff too.
Yeah, I don't really think these are a big deal. I don't really see people throwing those unless it's ground loot.
Flashes are good. I've seen a lot of people use flashes
over stims.
Flashes, a lot of people. Well, we're more looking at competitive.
Well, I guess resurgence in general too. Like stims and stuff, yeah, like maybe you're super sweaty players, but there are like a lot of just people that run on resurgence that use flashes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Scroll down, Bobby. Scroll down. Now, field upgrades. Again, this one is the ones that they're testing out. I don't know how it's going to play out. They seem like a cool idea, a cool little thing to do, but again, I don't know how it's going to actually play out whenever we try this out in actual VR.
This is another one.
Tell me.
It's completely useless.
Okay, so it's not good.
So many entrances. There's so many
entrances. Like even on this building, there's like 3 windows. Before you get to the other door. So the only way this works is like let's say you were even a stairway. It's not like a one-way because there's 2 doors even on the bottom of the floor. I guess you can force them out, but you could probably destroy this, and it doesn't even last that long. I think it's 2 minutes. So like you have to time it perfectly.
Maybe for endgame it would be good. Maybe it's like more of an endgame item.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You cut off the
route.
What
if it just didn't blow up? Like what if it just stayed on until it was broken?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But maybe that's more viable.
I feel like this is more of an endgame item. But when you're in endgame, would you really carry this? It depends how good it is. When you have other options.
Over armor box or munitions,
heartbeat sensor, or even a heartbeat sensor. Right? Heartbeat sensors are huge in endgame. We'll see. Oh, it destroys after 150 seconds. Yeah, I feel like this is an endgame tool, for sure.
Interesting.
I would like to see how this plays in like a real game, because they're testing it in Clash, but it's like, how are you gonna realistically get an idea of how it'll be used if you're not seeing endgame and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, we're gonna have to see it. I don't feel like this one will make it out.
Has to show off like a solid use case for me to like really believe like, you know what? That is actually a pretty cool thing. You know?
It's very, very situational. But like, imagine an end game where they either have to push you or go through the gas, right? And you're like, oh, let me throw it on this door. So then they got to go in the gas. It's definitely probably a situational one. But I'd like to see it in an actual game just to see what it feels like.
I want to see like
not
top players
not Clash.
Think of something to use it, because my non-top player brain is not computing.
Right.
Yeah, for specifically for competitive, I think these could be viable. I don't know.
It could be crazy. You never know. It depends where the game is again. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's scroll. Kill streaks. They added the cannon, the hand cannon.
Wait,
so
sorry
the
to cut
hand
you off here.
cannon.
Someone said you could use it
No,
for
you're
a
good.
bunker. So like, imagine end game. There's a whole team in a bunker. They gotta leave the bunker to get to gas, but you throw it on there, and then there's 4 dudes trapped at the bunker.
Those
Again,
are
it's
very specific ones, huh?
Yeah.
Like that one with
it's
the
just like an idea to think of.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. This one, okay, hand cannon. This one's gonna be. I was curious to see if it was gonna be a one shot. It has 10 rounds, but it's a 2-shot kill.
Yeah, it's a 2-shot. That's still crazy though if it makes it in the real game, because 2 shots when you can choose when to
That's
peek.
straight
That's kind of
fucking-
crazy. It's a pistol too.
is
It's not
fire.
aiming a scope. So
This
we'll
reminds me
see.
of like the Black Ops 3 specialists, like where you had like level ups and stuff. Like they had like the tempered or the
Oh yeah,
like
the hand cannon's been in every game since Black Ops 3. It's
Right.
been in every single Black Ops game. It's the same thing,
Right.
but we've never had it in Warzone. So
This one, yeah. I
We'll
mean,
see.
it could be good. It could be good. You know, we'll see. All right, let's scroll down. Keep it going. We got veterans, so they significantly increased resistance to flash and stuns, and they made this change due to the fact that they increased flashes and stuns in general. They buffed them a little bit, so this is just to kind of counter it. And then Mountaineer, the fall damage reduction increased to 35%, up from 33%. So like a 2%.
how far is that?
I have no idea.
Nothing.
Yeah. That's what I say.
It's
Like,
2%.
shit.
Even 2%.
it's already tiny.
Even if it's, let's say, 20 meters, right? Well, it's 15 meters is the normal difference, right? So 1% of that would be like 1. I don't know. 10% would be 1.5. That means it's 0.15.
Okay.
Bro, 0.3
So it's gonna be
meters
dog shit,
more.
literally like dog
yeah. Yeah. They need to bump
Shit.
it up to what it was, which is 50 meters.
Oh,
Yo, that was insane.
Or 50,
Okay, scroll down.
50%. Originally it was 50%.
Which was like 22, right? 22? Something like that.
Yeah, 26 or something. It was high.
Bandolier removal. The bandolier wildcard has been removed from all modes. So they said we've disabled and removed the bandolier wildcard from all game modes. Originally introduced to ease the transition from a backpack-based system to a streamlined experience, this wildcard unfortunately contributed to a muddied combat experience by encouraging reckless item usage over strategic gameplay. I actually don't mind it's gone.
Yeah. There was also
Is
a
that-
bug
so is
too.
that Adderall-
If you grabbed Bandolier, it would give you your 8 attachment as well. So I'm sure that's like also a part of this.
A bug, yeah.
so is
And
there
then
no
scroll
ammo
down.
satchels at all in Verdansk? Like you can't get it at
There
all?
is.
I've
There
seen
is.
them in Plunder.
No, like normal
Yeah.
battle royale. Like, is there a way to get them?
No, I
Oh
don't think
shit!
so.
You know what? Now that I
I
think
know
about it,
Resurgence you can, but I haven't tried
Yeah.
BR.
Okay.
ooh, that's a good shout, Hunter. That's a good shout. I'll check that shit tonight. And then scroll down, and then weapons. We went over the weapons. I mean, again, there's new
Feel good.
weapons. LC10, fucking good. Yeah, it's really good. Then they have the FFAR, which is also really fucking good. Then they added this, what's it called? The SX Model 7. This one, apparently with the
That's gonna be
CHF
an
barrel,
event
it's pretty
later.
good.
I think that one's gonna
Oh,
be an
okay.
event later. I don't think that
one
one's
of
out
the
yet.
There's
leakers.
a video at one shots.
Yeah, one of the leakers put out a video of it with the CHF barrel, and it one-shotting like crazy. Like it's insanely broken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see. That gun
sc-
is from Black Ops 4 though. That's like an old gun. It was in Blackout and Zombies, but it was trash. But who knows? It could be really good. It does say high damage potential, so we'll see.
yeah. Okay. Then the G grip, which I thought it was gonna be a little bit better than what it actually was. It's still pretty good. It's a vertical foregrip with an integrated laser for improved firing stability, horizontal recoil control, and tighten spread when transitioning between hip fire and aiming down sights. I got this one. I tried it out. It's okay. It's not like horrible. It's probably going to be used, I think, for more subs because of that tight spread when transitioning between hip fire and aiming down sights. I know a lot of players like spam L2 sometimes to kind of readjust their movement or readjust their aim. So that could potentially be good. And then the rest of these are just automatic mods or burst mods to certain guns that, you know, it is what it is.
That
Right.
one, I want to
Okay.
see a little bit more of the G grip because,
Wait.
like, I think there's some guns that'll just be awesome on.
Okay, so are these 3 currently in the game? These 3 on the screen right now?
I
don't
know
know.
for sure the other
It says
one
event.
is. Yeah, the other one says can be acquired by
event
sorry,
reward.
event
Okay,
rewards. But if you go right above that, the other one's in like tier or whatever. I think. Yeah, page
Interesting.
7.
Okay. Do we know which one's in the next one out of all these 3, or are these any of these in the John Wick one?
Hopefully the pistol one.
Probably
Like,
the
if
pistol
you
one, if
think-
anything.
I don't think any of these are going to be good.
I don't
No.
think so either. Yeah.
Maybe the Strider. I,
mean,
don't know. Maybe. You never know. Like maybe like a Renetti type of vibe, but
Low
true,
key,
we'll see.
if they have a really good pistol to where you don't have to, you could rock your 8 attachment gunfighter, you know? Okay, could be good. Let's scroll. And then weapon adjustments. We went over this already. And I mean, again, I did a whole fucking video on this, breaking down every single one. Again, transparently, ARs, like we said earlier, got bigger velocity, and then a lot of the attachments got better recoil control. So across the board, that's the way it's going to look like for all of the ARs.
To be fair, they're not meta attachments, so they actually impact almost nothing. And the changes they made, like to the marksman grip, is not going to go, you know what, I'm going to take the marksman grip over the... That's just not going to happen. You're gonna
no one's going to use that shit.
Or the G grip, or the G grip, yeah.
Maybe the heavy stock and the combat stock, yes, but
if you use 8 attachment, yeah.
Long story short, I feel like they made ARs like have more bolt velocity and like good at mid range. The SMGs have like a longer mid range now, and then like the LMGs they made better at a longer range to like basically be better than ARs, but not better than ARs at a mid range. It's basically kind of like the changes they made. Just like sum it up real quick.
The LMGs needed that because the LMGs were like SMGs that were just heavier. You couldn't use them at long range.
100%.
Yeah. And then we saw the subs. A lot of them got just an increase in range. We went over this again a little while ago. LMGs got better recoil control. And they got a heavy increase in range. So if you scroll down to the LMGs, it's like 30 meter maximum damage range. Something crazy like that. These are the shotguns, which right here, look, like if you go down, let's say the Fang right here, that maximum damage range. So go down one more, 2 more.
Well, even right there, it goes from 45 meters to 76 or whatever.
Yeah. There it is. So like right there, pre-patch was 45 meters, post-patch 76.2. It looks better whenever you zoom out a little bit. Yeah. And so I mean, pretty much it, man. I don't think there's anything else in the update that like, is there anything that worth noting from the bug updates? Because I went over them and I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? I went over all the bugs yesterday and I was like, bro, there's no big bugs that we all like were complaining about. Like,
oh, here's the coughing indicator.
Yep. So right there, coughing indicates if your position was revealed on the minimap due to coughing and gas.
Wait, bunker busters as well.
Wait.
So apparently those are coming.
Making it in?
They're not in, but they're going to come in.
Bunker busters in the other modes. They're not in BR.
What about like gas grenades and stuff? Like if they gas grenade you, are you going to pop up?
I used it in Plunder on Monday.
Because didn't they say at some point, like in season 2, that they were going to add bunker busters or season 3? Sorry, season 3. Didn't they say they were going to add?
It was supposed to be in 3.5, I think.
What's funny though, I think between season 3 and 3.5, they changed the script on a bunch of stuff. Because it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I don't know why they do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's scroll down. And then, quality of life, the update of the tactical and lethal icons. Again, nothing, in my opinion, worth noting. Challenges, same thing. I'm not going to lie. For my video, I literally skipped all this shit. And then the bug fixes, which, me personally, wasn't anything that I cared about, right? And just a bunch of little things that they fixed. So yeah, fellas, I mean, look, honestly, I hope that in a week from now, if, when we do another podcast, we can come and we can be like, all right, bro, fuck yeah. Like they fixed this, they fixed that. Now let's not happen again. But in reality, that's not going to happen. In reality, they're going to probably fix maybe a couple things. There's still going to be bugs in the game. And then we're going to get season 4.5 and there's going to be more bugs introduced. You know the way it works. I hope, boys, to get on here and have a day where we're like, yo, boys, we don't have to complain about anything. We can just talk about how cool this is, right? Because at the end of the day, the reason why we're here, the reason why we do these podcasts is because we all love Call of Duty, bro. We all fucking love this shit. We love this game. We want to see it succeed. We want the best for it. But sadly, they keep fucking us. And I think everybody watching this right now can all agree. We love Call of Duty as much as they piss us off. We always fucking come back. But why can't they just not fucking piss us off and release an update that's decent? Season 3, when they released Verdansk, was good. I was like so fucking mind blown. I was like, finally, it's like, that toxic girl, you know what I'm saying? Finally, she says she loves me back, right? And then season 3.5, she slapped you across the face. You know what I'm saying? Season 4 slapped you with the back of her hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, just kiss me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, boys, I don't know, man. Look, that wraps up today's podcast, man. I hope that in the future we can have some improvements. I don't know what's next. I don't know how they're going to things keep up. I mean, is this just going to be where Call of Duty stays, right? Just this, up when the game comes out and decline, and then the new game comes out and it's just going to be a constant repeat? Or can they slowly start to work to getting those, player engagements up and all that stuff? I don't know, man. But boys,
Black Ops 7
any final thoughts?
Man. My final thoughts is we need more maps that already exist. We just need more rotations.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I think if they came out with like no bugs on these updates, they'd be really amazing, and I'd be enjoying the game. But it's really frustrating getting a new update because now I don't even look forward to them, which is just unfortunate. But it's like they're cooking, but they're not. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
Well,
I wish I could understand it, bro. I wish I could understand it. Like,
you gotta hire JGOD, man, please.
No.
Pay him multi-millions. Pay him $5 million a year, please, bro. Oh, shit. All right, boys. Yo, Ebatez, JGOD, Hunter, thank you guys as always for tuning in or being on the Pullze Check podcast. And everybody at home, whether you're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Bebo, MySpace, appreciate you guys tuning in. And we'll catch you guys in the next one, baby. Peace, 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 peace.